Welcome everybody back to my channel. My name is Bilkis. In the last class, we were able to find certain values. We were given a particular number to use to fill certain boxes, such that we now calculate or compute for what the corresponding value would be. So today we'll be looking at our introduction to algebra. So we want to find a number that each letter stands for. Do you understand? Just like representing certain value with what letters, and then after calculation you'll be able to know what each of these letters stand for. Do you understand? Now, before we delve properly into this video, I will implore you all, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, to please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and then click on the share button so that you can push this content to as many people that need it as possible. As a matter of fact, we all need this content, both adults and even children themselves, especially in this pandemic situation. Please, you do not want any student to miss out on any of this, especially students within class of GSS 1 to GSS 3, and that is grade 7 to 9, I presume, and even some adults that have forgotten most of their mathematical skills. You do not want to miss out on any of our content. All right, thank you very much, and please do not forget to give me a thumbs up so that we can beat the YouTube algorithm. All right, thank you. As we delve into this, now let's look at the first example. The first example is 11 plus n equals to 14. So basically, what do we want to do? We want to find the value of n, value of d, and value of what? E. So I have 11 plus n equals to 14, and I need to compute or calculate the value of what? N. So from this case, this is what I'm going to do. Just like pause. Example 1, we have 11 plus n equals to 14. So we want to find the value of what? N. Do you understand? So now for us to do this, this is what we need to do. So because we are looking for n, you need to make your n the subject of the formula, such that you have n on your left hand side, and every other number that you're going to use to calculate to move to the right hand side. That is after the equality sign. Alright, so I have my n, which is what I'm looking for, equals this 14. Now the idea is basically to move the unknown value, which is n, so before the equality sign, that is on your left hand side, while every other number that you're going to use for calculation will move after the equality sign or the right hand side. Does that make sense? Now in trying to do that, I have my n equals to what? 14, and then this 11, which carries a positive sign, will move to that side as well. Now by the time 11 moves up to this side, it becomes what? Minus 11. Does that make sense? Therefore my n will now be 14 minus 11 will give me what? 3, meaning that my n is what? 3. And if you can see, if you put the value of n to be 3 here, it will now be 11 plus 3, and that will surely give me what? 14. Does that resonate with you? All right, I believe so. Now look at this second example. I have 22 plus d equals 30. The same methodology that we did, that we adopted here, is exactly what we are going to adopt here as well. We are looking for the value of what? D. So that means it comes to my left hand side or before the equality sign, and every other number moves to that side. So my d equals to what? 30. Now this 22 that does not seem to have any operator beside it is assumed or believed or conceived to be what? Positive. Hence, plus 22 moves to this side and it turns to minus 22. So because I have d equals to 30 already, this plus 22 comes here to become what? Minus 22. Does that make sense? All right. So my d will now be equal to what? 30 minus 22, and that is what? 8. So my d equals to what? 8. Meaning that if I put 8 here, it will now be 22 plus 8, and that will give me what? 30. All right. If you agree with me, then let's move on to this example. Now, the more example we take, the better it becomes. The easier it becomes for you. Do you understand? All right. And for no matter the amount of example that we treat here, please try to lay your hands on as many questions as possible. And if you need any of my help, you can reach out to me via the comment section. All right. So the next one is 19 plus e equals to what? 30. I'm looking for my e, so I write my e first. Equals to 30 comes next. Then this 19 is a positive 19, and then it crosses over to that side to becomes minus 19. Minus 19. So my e will be 30 minus 19 will give me what? Will give me 11. So my e is now what? 11. So this next one is 17 minus d equals to 9. So now don't forget, at this junction it's kind of tricky here. Please be careful. Now I'm not going to pick only d here. Why? Because d comes with a negative sign. I used to tell you, for every number, the operator right before that number or known value, that value or that number is the owner of that operator. So you can see that this one, before it is minus, so this D is the owner of this minus. Just like this 9, nothing is written here, that means it is what? Positive. 17 here, nothing is, no operator is written here, so it is believed or assumed to be what? 17. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to write out my D alone like I write here. Now I've written this E and this D here out without any sign because it has a positive sign before it. This one also has a positive sign before it. That's why I just write out the letter on their own without attaching any operator to it, because any number or unknown value that you write without attaching any operator to it, that number or unknown value is believed to be what? Positive. But in this case it is negative, so you need to carry the letter, the unknown value, alongside with this operator because it's actually the owner. Does that make sense? So here it will be what? Minus D equals to what? 9. And then this one that is plus 17 goes there to become what? Minus 17. Is that clear? All right. So here I have my minus D to be equal to what? 9 minus 17. Let's see what that gives us. 17 minus 9. Now I'm going to borrow this one here to make 17. So 17 minus 9. What does that give me? It gives me 8. So my answer here is what? Minus 8. Is that clear? Do you understand how it is minus 8? You have 9. You have 9 pencil. You are owing somebody 17. So by the time you pay the person 9, that means it remains 8 that you are still going to pay that person. Does that resonate with you? All right, if it does. So here I have minus D equals to what? Minus 8. So this minus sign negates each other. So I have what left? D equals to what? 8. So the value of my D is now what? 8. So please let us take more examples so that we can understand this concept better. All right, look at this example 5. I have 15 minus n equals to 10. Like I used to say, you pick out the unknown value first and place them beside the equality sign while every other number moves to where? Over the equality sign. All right, now I have n here. This n is actually the owner of this operator, so I need to move this n alongside with this negative operator here. Does that make sense? So I have minus 9 equals to this 10, and then this positive 15 moves there to become what? Minus 15. Minus 15. So my minus n equals, what is 10 minus 15? It's minus 5. Minus 5. For those of you that do not understand how we came across minus 5, please go back to the previous example, previous lesson, to see how we actually do subtraction of a smaller, how we actually subtracted a bigger number from a smaller number. Does that make sense? All right. So I have minus n equals to minus 5. Like I said, this minus sign will negate each other. So what am I left with? I'm left with n equals to what? 5. Does that make sense? All right, now let's look at this last example. I have 16 equals to 20 minus q. Now the idea is for us to, as much as possible, to move our unknown value to one side and those ones on the other side. So from this case, if I'm going to rearrange, for it to make it easier for me, I can say this 16, then I'll move this 20 to this side so that I have that one too on that side alone. 16, then my 20 comes to this side to turn towards minus 20 equals to what? Minus q. Now 16 minus 20 is what? Minus 4 equals to what? Minus q. So this negative sign will negate each other. This one negates this. So my q from here is now equals to what? 4. Thank you so very much, everybody, for watching today's video. For those of you that are still confused as to what we did today, please go over the video as many times as possible until you understand it. Now, do not forget to share this video with your loved ones. And also, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up so that we can beat the Facebook algorithm. And please, if you need any further questions or details, you can reach out to me via the comment section. And I'll see you in the next class.